We have to start with the physical reality. Walking 16 kilometers down to a riverbank, digging up heavy, wet clay, hauling it all the way back, and violently pounding it inside bamboo cylinders. That is the baseline physical cost of traditional pot making. And this photograph shows the environment where all that labor is tested. Everything hinges on what happens inside this kiln. Here, intense flames bake the clay, but a slight miscalculation in temperature, firing it too hot or too cold, ruins the entire batch. One mistake in these fires means weeks of lost wages and immediate poverty. Because of that brutal reality, a master potter named Arenla makes an unusual choice. Instead of passing down the craft to her daughter, Scintilla, she blocks her. Arenla pushes her daughter toward weaving, a quieter, safer profession that pays more and demands less. This creates a difficult paradox. By prioritizing her daughter's physical comfort, Arenla is choosing to let a family lineage of specialized knowledge stop with her. Scintilla, however, is completely obsessed with the craft. Since childhood, she sneaks off to watch other village potters work, memorizing the steady tap, tap, tap of the wooden spatula against wet earth. She watches a heavy, shapeless lump of raw clay stretch and thin out under skilled hands until it stands perfectly symmetrical. We are left with a stalemate. Scintilla possesses a fierce, innate drive to learn the trade, yet the one person perfectly positioned to teach her, the ultimate gatekeeper of this specific family knowledge, refuses to show her how. This tension points to a much larger question. On one side, we have the individual, Arenla, who bled to master the craft and feels she owns the right to abandon it. On the other side, we have the community, the village culture that relies on these specific skills to survive. So, who actually owns a traditional skill? This aerial view shows the broader community overseeing these families. In a tight-knit society like this, private family matters rarely stay private. Scintilla's secret visits to neighboring potters quickly become village gossip, sparking real concern about the future of their local craft. Look at this elder. Bearing the traditional facial tattoos of the region, men like him represent the imposing authority of the village council. They summon Scintilla's father to answer for exactly why his wife is hoarding her knowledge. The elders deliver a strict philosophical mandate. They declare that complex crafts like pottery are not private property. They are shared communal history, and they must be passed down. The pressure works. Faced with the collective will of her neighbors, Arenla finally relents. She takes her daughter out to the riverbank and begins the grueling process of formal instruction. When a cultural lineage is threatened with extinction, the community's need to survive simply overrides the individual master's right to walk away. Scintilla dives into the work. She quickly masters the heavy physical labor, easily digging out the clay and preparing it for the wheel. But then comes the actual shaping. For nearly a year, Scintilla fails repeatedly. Her pots collapse, crack, or slump over, while she watches in shame as her mother steps in to effortlessly fix the mistakes. Simply watching a master work is rarely enough. There is a deep disconnect between seeing emotion and understanding the subtle pressure needed to keep the clay from collapsing, especially when the teacher is reluctant to explain the nuances. The breakthrough requires a third party. Anula, a respected aunt in the village, finds Scintilla crying over a ruined pot. Onula gives her a single vital piece of technical advice. Stop looking at the whole pot and closely watch exactly how Arenla shapes the delicate rim of the mouth. It takes a neutral community mentor to bridge the massive communication gap between a master who doesn't want to teach and a student who is too frustrated to learn. The climax of this transition arrives on a bright, quiet morning in the family workshed. Arenla, suffering from severe headaches and back pain, finishes her batch early and leaves Scintilla alone to make whatever she can. Watch the rhythm of the hands here. Left alone, Scintilla enters a state of total flow. Her muscle memory, her years of quiet observation, and Onula's specific advice on shaping the mouth all lock into perfect coordination. The spatula taps, and perfect pots emerge one after another. Exhausted but triumphant, Scintilla walks back to the house to show her mother what she's accomplished. But at the threshold, she finds Arenla lying on the floor, unresponsive. Her mother is dead. The synchronization is haunting. The exact moment the student achieves total mastery of the clay is the precise moment the master expires. The next day, after the village has begun to mourn, Anula walks over to the quiet, abandoned workshed to investigate. She pushes the door open to find this: 2 perfectly neat rows of freshly made pots resting in the dim light. They are totally identical. It is impossible to tell which row was made by the mother and which by the daughter. Those identical shapes show that Scintilla has fully adopted her mother's specific artistic signature, ensuring the craft survives exactly as it was practiced before. So, who owns a tradition? A tradition survives through a volatile mixture: youthful obsession, the heavy demands of a community, and ultimately the necessary